Hey guys, and welcome to yet another epic showdown. I'm a Rubber Ducker War, but today I am the blind bandit, the mighty voice of the DAWI people, leading the charge against the Greenskins and the might of Yarrick. Gonna be a good fun game, very excited to do this. If you've seen any of my recent DAWI games, you know I like to play really weird as dwarfs and experiment, try out builds and fun new unique stuff, such as full Vanguard rushes, Slayer builds and all that kind of juicy stuff, but today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going for two little islands of troops, protecting some artillery pieces, and a load of gyrocopters up in the skies. Very excited to bring this battle to you guys. Let's delve into this and check out our builds. For myself, on the left-hand side, this is the weaker pocket of our build. We have an organ gun centered in the center, looking to bring pain and vengeance from afar, backed up by triple miners with blasts and charges, who shall be just in the front and flanks, and one unit of iron breakers in the back, who have been chevroned up with some leftover money, which I had, just to hopefully hold the line and buy time for the organ gun. It's a big pain in the butt. Now, I know I'm not going to be able to protect that organ gun for super long with just the miners, but I'm going to force my opponent to make a choice. Does he split his army in two and make it much easier for my gyrocopters to pick off his infantry and characters? Or does he go for one of my artillery pieces and allow the other one to shine? Because on the right-hand side, I do actually have the Goblobber, which is the Regiment of Renown. We're protecting this side a little bit heavier. Miners are guarding the flanks, and the Norglins Ironbreakers in the center. One of the best Regiment Renown units in the game. They are very, very potent and deadly. We also have Thoric Ironbrow in the back, coming in with 4 runes. Of course, he's going to be coming in with the Rune of Doom. You always bring that one. We then have Rune of Wrath and Ruin, Rune of Speed, and the Rune of Slowness as well. And it's going to be quite hard to protect these islands, but I'm going to be trying my best, because in the center we do indeed have the Skyhammer, Regiment Gyro Bomber, and double Brimstone Gun gyrocopters to assassinate enemy targets. Now for my opponent's build, he's got old school mass Greenskin rush with a load of Vanguard troops to help support. In the back here we have Durkit Squigs as well as some Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, going to cause me all kinds of problem bursting forth from the trees. Likewise on the other side we have double Night Goblin Squigs once again. We have Tunis and our Skulkers on the left-hand side in a nice vanguarded position, and 2 on the right. The main infantry corps is made up of Savage Orcs, it would seem. So 1, 2, 3 units, or 4 units of Savage Orcs, plus mixed in there are the Warlords Boys and a double River Trolls. Always cool to see River Trolls in action. We're so used to seeing Stone Trolls, you kind of forget these bad boys actually exist. But what's the big problem here? Going with a mass infantry rush, there is no range to stop my gyrocopters from abusing his characters. And his characters today are an Orc Shaman, coming in with Foot of Gork, as well as Here We Go, and Grimgor Ironhide, the biggest, the baddest, the meanest greenskin on the planet, coming in with Gitsnick and all his good buffs and items and so forth like you'll next. So without further ado, let's delve into this battle. You can see we've already started to reap a pretty bloody toll. Organ Gun is opening up on the giant River Trolls, or the River Trolls, and doing some pretty decent damage across the board, also clipping at some Savage Orcs. And on the right hand side we do have the Goblobber currently aiming at the enemy infantry, trying to pick apart the Savage Orcs. I'm pretty scared of the Trolls. We have no Slayers of course in our build. I do manage to spot the nasty Skulkers, move out of my miners to interstep, and start doing some lovely blasting charges on them. That's really going to start to whittle them down, but we're going to get one volley off, and we need to keep on trying to fire. That's the key here. Just keep firing, lads, as I now see all the Squig Hoppers starting to pop into my rear. The miners press forward, trying to hold back the Savage Orcs, and do it rather successfully in the middle, as the River Trolls are forced back by the might of the Organ Gun, as well as some of the Gyrocopters who have already assassinated the Orc Shaman and laid a bit of a whipping down on Grimgor Ironhide. On the right hand side we are besieged on all sides once more, as the Goblobber is able to survive due to some rather dangerous miners lobbing some shots dangerously close to the Ironbreakers, shattering that unit of Squig Hoppers, and the Durkit Squigs are also eating blast and charge after blast and charge to the face from the miners. But we're looking quite beleaguered on this right hand side, though the Goblobber currently is still singing, and Thoric Ironbrow, with the help of the Ironbreakers, already up to 47 kills, are able to hold the line at least for now. On the left-hand side, things are going a bit worse for me, though. Miners are being forced back. You can also see that my opponent has put the majority of his forces over demolishing this side of the battle. We've lost the Organ crew. We have a couple of miners left, and there's Ironbreakers holding the line. But that's all I need them to do. Hold that little while longer. Buy time for the Gyrocopter and the Skyhammer to pick apart Grimgor without him doing much work whatsoever. We do have the Orc Shaman rallying. For some reason, my Gyrocopter stopped the pursuit, so we're going to move out there once more, finish him off for good. And currently, we're doing some lovely damage onto Grimgor We just need to keep it up. The left-hand side is faltering and wavering. The right-hand side is going much better now. We do have river trolls in here, which is a little bit of a problem. Durkit squigs do come charging in as well, but with the Ironbreakers nearby for support, I'm relatively calm and comfortable on this right-hand side at least. For a guy in Brow, Shady coming in with a Rune of Wrath and Ruin, just trying to whittle down Durkit squigs and do some nice damage to them in general, as well as the nasty Skulkers who are starting to waver and break. Luckily for me, the Goblobber is still online, and it does give a rather lovely debuff to leadership when it connects with the enemy, and that's what I'm trying to do, debuff the enemy on the approach and break them before they can meet me in battle. We have to do a little bit of sneaky play. Goblobber is going to try and pull itself through the Ironbreakers, who attempt to intercept the Savage Orcs here, whilst Thoric Ironbrow deals with the River Trolls, which is something he can do. He's not designed to kill them, but hey, with Rune of Doom popped, he can beat near enough anyone. Grimgor has been getting pelted by missiles from afar all day long. He is not a happy greenskin, and I do not blame him. Brimstone guns should be enough to finish him off. The Skyhammer is trying its best to deal with him as well, plus dropping some rather deadly missiles down upon the Savage Orcs. And in this distance, we did manage to finish off that rather pesky Orc Shaman. We're now hunting down the River Trolls, looking to break them before they even connect with my front line. We have some miners rallying in the back, but not too much is left of my left-hand-sided force. However, in the center here, Norglen Ironbreakers with the Rune of Speed popped easily dispatch the River Trolls despite the War being active on them, and likewise the Savage Orcs can't even make it to the front line due to the pressure from the Goblobber, who's once again up and firing, fully operational. And the Skyhammer seems like it's out of ammunition, but this is not true. It still has quite a few of its bombing runs left. Likewise, both the Gyrocopters have a decent amount of ammo, plus their bombing runs to come later in the battle. Goblobber is focused down the Night Goblin Squig Hoppers. You can see with the loss of their leader, the Greenskins' leadership is so fragile. The Goblobber's almost able to break whatever it hits, which is really nice for me. It's just going to keep delaying the fight longer and longer as it gets more and more damage. I'm really trying to focus down the Squig Hoppers at the moment, though, and get them off the field. Some of the River Trolls were dangerously close to popping in my back line, but luckily we break them once more with the Gyrocopters, forcing them back and off the edge of the map, which is really, really clutch for me. I'm quite happy that they taken away quite a lot of the punch now of the Greenskin forces. We do have some drops coming down here from the Skyhammer, trying to intercept these Savage Orcs. I don't really want them reaching the Goblobber and getting into my back line. And the Ironbreakers, they can't be everywhere at once. They're like my only unit trying to hold all of this front stuff back. So I'm going to dispatch Thoric Ironbrow to help pin in and deal with the Savage Orcs, whilst the Ironbreakers push forward and hopefully fend off the Squig Hoppers as well as nasty Skulkers and other units. Gyrocopters continue to shoot in. We get another Wrath and Ruin coming down. This one, a bit better place, doing some massive damage to Savage Orcs as well as nasty Skulkers. We're continuing just to pile on the pressure with the Brimstone guns. Now in the back, the Savage Orcs are able to circumvent around Thoric Ironbrow. Goblobber crew, though, does just about hold on with the support here of the Ironbreakers and Thoric himself. And it looks like after one or two more bombing runs, the Greenskins, they're a bit tired. They've had enough. They realize they can't win, and they flee back to their wastes from whence they came. Very well played to my opponent, though. It was a very fun build from him, actually. Very fun and thematic. And likewise, we were trying this kind of crazy tactic, and it managed to work relatively well. We were quite inspired by a Skaven replay I actually put up not too long ago, about a week or so ago, with a really fun tactic. We did a relatively similar job there. The two islands plus the Gyrocopters in between to harass and pull apart my opponent. But well played to Yarrick nonetheless. It's always a sad day to see Grimgor kind of get his hide handed to him, unfortunately, but only 210 value on him and 9 kills. Doesn't look absolutely that fantastic. But the real winners for us, I think, was our Gyrocopters. 2.7k damage value on the Skyhammer, and the Brimstone guns 656 and 978 value with ammunition left to spare plus bombing runs. We had plenty left to give in the battle. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll delve into the damage dealt, kills, and damage value of these units in just a second. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a big fat juicy thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel as well for more content into the future. And comment down below what you thought of this tactic, what you thought of the battle, or simply to yell hi or quack. There's a bucket ton of links in the description. Twitch, Patreon, Discord, all that juicy stuff. Feel free to explore at your leisure. Anyway, back to the army. So Thoric Ironbrow, relatively unscathed at the end of the battle. Only took a few nicks in his armor. 887 damage value is really tasty. 77 kills isn't too bad. He held that right hand side really well, and I think wherever he was going to go is what was the side which was most likely to succeed. And I kind of weighed up the options, and I felt like the Goblobber was actually going to be a more important piece to me into the battle, and I thought my opponent might target it first rather than the organ gun, but ended up being the other way around there. The miners with blasting charges held the line. They did okay. Not the biggest kills. 29, 14, 2, 40, and 21. Damage value 432, 235, 275, 437, and 480. They cleared a lot of HP off the enemy units. Then when we were able to assassinate Grimgor, they were all wavering, beaten up from those blasting charges. It allowed the Ironbreakers to hold and do their job. This unit of Ironbreakers are only 353 damage value. They did suffer from kind of feeling the wrath of the majority of the Greenskin force, plus Grimgor himself. However, the Northern Ironbreakers basically untouched or unscathed in the later stages here, and still managed to get 1,165 damage value despite that, plus 162 kills, over 12k damage dealt, the ultimate protectors of the Goblobber. Gyrocopters, we've been over them already, 29, 30, and 49 kills, 978, 656, and 2.7k value. Still a couple of bomb runs left, they're not too much on the Skyhammer. I think we had 1 or 2 bombs left. These guys, though, had ammo and bombs aplenty. The Goblobber got 69 kills, just as it was intended, with 715 damage value. The Orn Gun, 600 value and 9 kills. Not bad considering how quickly it got shut down, just bringing the pain to those trolls there. As for Yarek's forces, Grim got Ironhide, 9 kills, only 200 value. Not a good day by him. Likewise, the Orc Shaman, zeros across the board. 0 kill, 0 dealt, 0 value. Simply couldn't get into the action before he was assassinated. As for the Nasty Skulkers, they did okay. 31 value is pretty terrible, as is 174. But the other two units, 400 value and 429. Not great, but not shabby either. The Warlord's boys never really got in the action, only 92 damage value on them. Savage Orcs across the board, very low hundreds for the value-wise. Just simply kind of shut down from afar before they could really get in there and bring the pain. Night Golem Squig Hoppers, it was a really fun build actually, kind of like ambushing from the flanks with the speedy rush in the front. Night Golem Squig Hoppers got 64, 52, 0, and 24 kills with 530 value, 997, 198, and 210, but very susceptible to blasting charges. A lot of players don't seem to know that because, hey, blasting charges are used for cheap infantry, but no, you got a unit like this which has got, you know, quite a few models in it, lightly armored. Throw your blasting charges out, you'll do massive damage. And they pushed maybe a tad too early, not allowing the front line to connect and absorb the blasting charges, and it really did mean they suffered, unfortunately. River Trolls, 0, 0, 0 for the first unit. The second unit, only 426 value and 30 dead DAWI to their name. Hope you guys enjoyed this dwarf build. It was a really good fun battle to play and cast. Until next time, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.